Welcome to Christian Pioneers, brought to you by Yahweh Healing Hearts Ministries. Narrated by Stuart. Thank you all for watching. God bless you.
This is my second talk about Lester Sumrall, a great pioneer of faith, born in 1913 and lived an amazing life as an evangelist, as a man of God. So in my last episode, I described briefly that he had seen a vision of hell, and I wanted to wrap up his first schoolhouse where he started his preaching. So it is 1930. We're talking the Great Depression. Lester is about 17 years old. He's been preaching at this first church for 6 weeks. Many people have been saved and they're asking him for water baptism. So on a Sunday afternoon, 200 to 300 people are gathered together along a nearby creek, and Lester baptized 67 people that afternoon. I believe that church exists to this day of those people. Over the next year and a half, Lester and his friend, they started in northern Florida, but they would continue moving northward as they preached. They went from Florida into Alabama, into Mississippi, and eventually into Tennessee. Now Lester is 19 years old. His friend is leading worship in a little schoolhouse. As, like I said, they moved northward, going from one little schoolhouse to another. As Lester is observing the worship, suddenly the scene of the church blackens out, and Lester is seeing a vivid vision of people from every nation, all native costumes, walking along a long, wide road of life. He sees Japanese people wearing kimonos, Mongolians, tough with long beards, Chinese, some of them elegantly dressed, people from South America, Africa, Europe, and India, and South Sea Islanders, naked and tough. The scene was very real, and it was fascinating to Lester. He was pulled into it. Suddenly, the Lord pulls him up above the road and moves him along to the end of the road. And there he sees people who are falling into what looks like almost like a volcano. A wide lake of fire, flames coming out. And people are pressed by the people behind them into this lake of fire, being catapulted into the flames. As they're falling into the flames, he hears them screaming and yelling. People their arms are flailing, they're scratching their faces, they're pulling their hair out as they're falling, and they're screaming. As he's watching this scene, suddenly the scene ends, and he's in a schoolhouse again. But now he's alone, and the schoolhouse is dark. And he doesn't know how much time has elapsed since he began to experience this vision. And he is alone. Then he hears the Lord telling him, "You are responsible for these people."
And so the first one, he said, America will depart from the faith. It will depart from the faith of its fathers. It will depart from the fundamental churches. Pagan religions will take root in America and will flourish there. I said, oh God, no. How could they? Demon worship and satanic worship will become prominent in America. And I said, Lord, how could that be? Terrible and awful spirit of rebellion in America. A spirit of rebellion. So far, homosexuality has been something behind the doors. He said it is a spirit that comes upon a man that will make him lust for the body. my dog is nervous and my dog can't stand it, and I have to give him sex. And when I give him sex, then he becomes normal again. And bestiality will become a prominent thing in America.